don't look like what I have been through. You turned my pit into a well. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, adum, wadum. I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me. My test is now a testimony. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, adum, wadum. It was you, my lawyer in that courtroom. It was you, my soldier on that battlefield. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, adum, wadum. Hey, adumo, nyame, adumo, adum, adum intina metiasi, eya wadum tina mewoho. Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, adum, wadum.
The essence of my praise is centered on your
Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, adum, wadum.
And adum entina yeshiemu adum tina ye wo nkwa. Enye adum na nka medie minim bebi amewo. Enti yebekoso ya dotwede ampoase yebeda okukroko na ase yebeda oboade ase anopenso wadom ye enkwa no wadom ye adom edie wama yetutu anamo de aba GN radio studio si na yanimo eba bedi nkomo enti ne medican ayone se mechecha obi biara ode ne fidie eda so ewo GN radio otie anase afempo na ode ede banom nyame enka nyame nhyraw me good morning me good afternoon me good evening depending baby crap owo ene emo de mo hwam na ene legal hour if ya de bia ya de bremo enam adom ne nti no ena nso ya ba mo kwan na ene de yekofa ba ne de yakofa ba eyensem a en aba asori epeja denden ewo krum ha mekra my experience bi ene nansen ya eno ase onam na chese obehu a na kotiko omagina wa enya hwiara na chese ye betututu botom ahwese wo a wukui enkanka wo dressing eka ho ebi kra abamuwa abayoa na yegina mo ye hwehwehwe mo ho na ho na se ehu bi koba na wano ampopo wano angokasa yie pe na obibesie wewie ya no wanhwe yi a ade be chew no na ogina kotoka airport enkankan yenum bia ye huntwa ewo nkratasemu yenum bia obeka yenuoma CCP enti no ye namane esonson ye ho na esan wo ho esan so wo ho enti no obehu a obeye den a no akotom ebi kra sometimes bronya ebebe yem party nkete ya yetwetwa wo yemfie ni ade wakoye dede kakra ma wo neighbor ne Bwf wafre koti abremo ye ba ya ye bibise ebi mo nsam anonsam kakra na ebisa ye na wanhwa obi besie bibi krem obehwe ade bechew na ogina kotoka sa maniomen obi bebisa say ye ho right so see the right na abo right obi ase wo right and right hey Facebook ni YouTube so I did too obi ase wo right enti sa right cray montwe meba moma me ne me papa ye nyina ya de pa ode ne ho lawyer emu doctor mu lawyer ye nyina ye friend no Uncle Ben ene ono asane wasane form say ene ono ye ba be di sa nkomo yi enti Uncle Ben ewa ha na ye ne ba betwetwe nkomo ne medican yo ne say Memank Ben Emreka Crab. Na on checha ahwefo na etiefo Gen Radio Busua nyina ene Bwf Solicitors ebusua nyina na afedie ye de nkomo no ahya ase. Enti no Uncle Ben, a very special good morning to you.
Good morning, Manyeti. Na yechia mo yechia etifo yene yadofo wana wabeka ye ho nene mo first time nyina yechichia mo se yame adaroma once yetinkwam de na e wo se yede aseda kese no emanyamenti yede nyame asenso se na wamayen menkwa amayetimi ene mo ebedi nkita ho. Na the ebeka ne se ehu hia se sa particular topic se won share ya frɛ obi a obetie bi na se na ono betimi enya at least ba ku bi ato ne ikotokuom na eba se niema ye bebubo so ye bi to na wetimi ehu se na one either say police for and I say immigration enforcement officers no se no betimi ni omodi nkita ho.
Yo.
The tene se ye nyina ye nim ya setenem ewo krom ha se dodo na baha no na chese ya nwo wo ha enti permission and as a leave anom de abaha ana dodo na nso e wo ha no nso no ye nyina ye di adanse se bibi e friend stop and search eye tumi emra e de ama police no sometimes no aya na nhihye no enkoyie especially say uye bibini na obi wo ho a o se ye gina no na police ni no na wa ma no bu anase nimde anase wan timi ankyerɛ na de potenti a wa gina no tie na de ebe ne se ye be boboso mako se na be ya mo nyina mo betimi enya bibi at least wa enya bibi kra bibi baako a wo betimi ade ato obotom a wo betimi ade abɔ ho ban. Then your friend stop and search. And answer immigration for a stop all. The me person be when he say bibia please for a bia no. Trimupo a was somebody and say omode bought your home ban. Say obi commit a crime and answer or commit a crime on the stop on. Enti you can't stop and search ye to me your law your friend PACE PACA of 1984 ma amended nansea any of two codes code G and code C ema ho etumi se omobetimi agina o na saa tumi no me pese obi ate ase se ye wo saa tumi no ye wo mu mienu ye wo bibi a friend stop an account and ye wo stop and search and some power of arrest, and some power of search of premises and vehicles. Into the first part, then your friend stop an account. See, I can stop an account. A power, please for war under pace. Into power, ne say umwa na owo sumu pobi say sebio yesi BBSC. Enti BBS no opese ohu se wo nipa saa nipa wo koyi no wo ka ho na saa de no baya na enti ostopo a obisa account eno nye stop and search enti oginawa first of all no se police ni ginawa ade a wo so ye ne se o se oboni din wi a o so chere police station ko a o free eba or police station ko a o free bar e was so mawo reason tia we ginaw enti mo ma membo so biom police na ginaw a first of all o was oboni din e was o chere police station ko a o free bar I was so mawo reason tia we ginaw very basic reason sa na ma we ensi a de o ye nyina no e unlawful okay enti mo ma enti ase esa enti nya fe na wo ko bi say please ni say what is your name. So who bisa say what is your name and not just idea was so you know onye enti under your law no it me create instances I obetimi aye complaint and answer obetimi say omo detain wa obetimi asi omo enti why yes I don't know say you stop an account I was say obisa within address baby a woko within address baby a woko now obi baby say lawyer na den na metimi ehu say gina wa gina me no I stop an account and I say I stop and search. First of all, no, stop an account no wobetimi ignore no wako. Stop and search no wontimi ignore no. Mema mo difference no. Enti say please ni gina na or start bisa questions are. First of all no bisa ne say am I detained? Because I stop and search and actually say we detain you. So I stop an account on detain you into Timiko. Now, the difference between stop an account and stop and search, and with a stop and search, utimi ignore no. Action after that, so we ignore na walk and constitute potential criminal offense. However, under stop and search, so original na oka say I stop and search, and I say original oboni din obo police station fever any reason ti o di original Ubisane say, am I detained? No, say yes, you're detained. Just kai say I stop and search. Inti wuntimi entwamfa so. Within that process, you will be a friend a reasonable suspicion. Now, I have very, very important. The factors here may raising in ano. Obia ebetia say sa niema we making say if emu baako kra nya adwuma search no and I stop no unlawful. And the detention nonso unlawful. I bet me a constitute common law crime of unlawful detention. And to moment yes sure say please no ejina ye nim reason tia we jina. Now reason or the ejina ye friend or reasonable suspicion ye de beto board so mo bi ehu sisi ya no. Se police ni ejina wa ontimi njina manyeti because of the okan no because of color with dressing, with religion, with sexual orientation, with disability. And I say because what appear to him say, will look will be our committed criminal offense dano. And you and no yet reason tia omobit me ejinao. Reasonable suspicion, no. A legal definition, a case of Omara, an Irish case about the Irish Terrorism Act, it defines our reasonable suspicion. Reasonable suspicion, say, any ordinary person, say, oh, within the situation now, obetimi enya sa suspicion, police in the case nintina ojina. For example, in the case of Parker versus Essex Police, enono yenyina yenim Barrymore, say mate, now yet TV, papa bi ko ni fia, yes, you was swimming pool, no. So Barrymore, no, about say after a while, no, na police 4 person mo koche no. Na police ni na or koche no, ne tie e pae wo kwan so. Enti ono DC, ana detective constable oba no, ono intimi anko. Enti omo frɛ obi foforo, se nipa no nkɔ koche no. Ana nipa no kɔ no koche no. And omu detaining no. Osiu police for and a case of Parker versus Essex Police. And a court and a case and a detention, unlawful detention. Both the arrest and detention, unlawful. Because police ni na nke kochena no. Onu na know what reasonable suspicion because onim facts about the case. The friend no na onim facts about the case. Enti ontimi enya reasonable suspicion. Just imagine. Se obi aba abechew wabra nipa no enim reason ebia ne pani na aka se ukọ na kochi na wusu ewo sei ewo na dwuma ma wa ewo ne fie the fact alone se onim de enti yesi ombecheme no ontimi nka nkyere me de enti yesi ombecheme enti that fact no keke no eye arrest and the detention so mu detain ewo police station na unlawful a obetimi esi omo the other part no a me pese obi ehu no say what stop no then I was so I was say please ni respectful I was say oma privacy I was say the search no prompt and quickly say opese oyi wo clothing item and an item of clothing, either the top item, I will say yeah, private. However, in certain instances, just remember, say police nina was stop on, as I've said, the ding, the police station, reason for stop. Say sa reason was stop on. Say when who sa reason no I was so malco. Again, I was a police and more information say search na wa conduct ubetimi I requested a report of the search because some person you complainer I was say we need a report. I am very crucial. Says items constitute power of arrest, and a power of search and power of stop and search. I will say yeah forces our power. And to say please ye be a enya utimi stop no. In fact, utimi report no. In fact, utimi see you. Going beyond that, why yes, I near money in say a basse or arrest I was say or catcher or say or arrest and say please and can't say we are under detention and now we are under arrest. Again, you can walk away because say please and cow the power of arrest and no one more reason here or arrest so reason or they ma or they arrest no ontimi ensesa. That is the only reason or they arrest you. And it is a police station na okosesan reason or they arrest wa much as wa arrest any with detention no ay unlawful because the entire or che no ay for reason for within the stop and search under section 24 and of the PACE Act and a stop and search under section 60 of the Crime and Justice Act. There were two different reasons. Under section 60 of the Crime and Justice Act, please ehum here say obenya reasoner or the original. Mesremo muntie difference no. Mama nka say Uncle Ben ka say please ni giname was so all reason. Ti giname no ama me reason metwi afa ne so akọ. That's not what I'm saying. There were different powers. There were section 12 powers, section 24 under PACE. There was section 60 under Crime and Justice Act. Section 60 no say BBSC ewo area into the police inspector at the inspector level no what defines our area no as a crime area. Enti police no betimi agina without reasonable cause. The fact say was our area no. Say I don't know I was say police in the catcher or say this area has been designated as a section 60 area. So one can't say a section 60 area will stop and search without a reasonable cause becomes an unlawful act. And therefore you can bring a complaint and answer you can bring a claim against the police for unlawful detention. The other reason a police need to be general, say, even with a reasonable suspicion, for certain factors, although say section 24 of PACE, Oma amending to include all crimes, first now indictable crimes, for drugs, for offensive weapon, knife, either committing crime or about to commit crime or has reasonable suspicion, say what commit a crime. These are the reasons to be our police for about immigration officers. It has to be a trained immigration officer called Border Force Enforcement Officer. Border Force Enforcement Officer, our power of stop and search and power of detention. Two powers. One administrative power under BBA, your friend of Schedule 2 of the Immigration Act, and then Section 17 of the Immigration and Borders Act. And I say power of criminal arrest, about within the immigration route, so I commit human trafficking, and I say we commit breach of the immigration rules. Just remember, say, please need a detainee under administrative power. So do call police station the BBI a friend PACE, a friend Police and Criminal Evidence Act of 1984, I amended. No. It doesn't apply. But please just remember that we are detained by immigration officers at a police station who will right to review 6 hours, 9 hours, and 24 hours. Review under 6 hours, 9 hours, and 24 hours. So any of these reviews amba with detention no unlawful. Again, ubetimi bring action against the police. And there has been an action against the police, case of Zimbabwe. Police for no, sorry, immigration. Yama immigration home office for ATR compensation. Sometimes it might be a nominal compensation because the act itself was unlawful, but then there were other reasons why the person's arrest could constitute a lawful arrest, into nominal. But still, the definition of lawful arrest must meet certain legal requirements. Finally, immigration actual for criminal offense under the Immigration Act, example, for human trafficking. PACE, IFN Police and Criminal Evidence Act, and no na the adwuma. Na enoma to me be and both the code C and the code G, which is very important. And the code G, I the better board CCC. Two factors are a constitute lawful search. And I say the better code G ebe show. And the code G adia eka so two factors I will say ye juma. So bako kra anye juma naturally say will stop search and detention unlawful. Again, idea I was seeing your shadows. For us, as a people, as black people, black community, it is important say we identify what the legal constituent of the power of stop and searches. And your power, police in the bit me ayekeke. And it is a police in any whom. Now, or stop power. The first question I was saying, what body ding, what body police station, what body reason tia. So one can't any of those three. Just remember, say what he's doing becomes unlawful from then on.
Yo, Uncle Ben, Pacho, na yenkoso.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben, that's it. And when it comes to police and immigration, honestly speaking, yenumu bi, yeah, ohona na yehu se yehu, adia your friend yehu no, na atitre, especially when we are being stopped, na wumo embia na wuhu ncha, Uncle Ben, na police ejina. Obebe bisa se, ebe dampo no wakai se, jina na ye jina ono. Obey stop and search, obey stop and account, and answer the third one that you mentioned. I don't know about beye. Na ehu esa ehu na echichire ye no. The mere fact say police ejina ho no. Enya me won krofo bebre ho Uncle Ben. Enti maybe sa question say eba ni say na umu embia na uhu ntwa because we are talking about migration samonso. Uhu ntwa enti unim ujina we mu ankasa no sa timid ehu no achichire wodada ye ne me ba be kofie e dia asem na meka enti no that particular instance ne kra you might not even remember to take this observation. It's a place no or boni din ana or can reason ana bibia ofri Uncle Ben eba ni se na mbia oti yen so wanti afa ya chill ye no ko. Can you go back and confirm say please no one can all these factors here ubu boss you one can be until you can stand say mbia a wrongful stop and search and now stop and account be no aso munana. Can you mpacho we dey make it typical obi a no hu ntwa kra mpacho?
Well, under PACE code G and a code explaining PACE and our Police and Criminal Evidence Act of 84 no. Yes say police ni ejinawa first of all no. I was saw what reasonable cause and unreasonable suspicion. I was a power of arrest, I was exercising it fairly. I was also exercising it responsibly and with respect. 3 items: fairly, F; responsibly R, and with respect, and also R. Enti, whether say we are illegal immigrant, and I win illegal immigrant, and yet, sa reason to ye now. Police in to me now say, me suspect say we are illegal immigrant. He no nyas a suspicion. And the police, under BB a friend race, Race and Equality Act of 2010, it becomes unlawful, say police in any general because of Wakala. The stop and search itself becomes unlawful. Please need to mean say, me suspect say we are criminal because we are black person. And I'm suspected say we are illegal because we are black person. Because under the Race and Equality Act of 2010, that suspicion purely based on color is illegal. And that is why your cultural community they say, don't be afraid whether you are here legally or illegally. Or human rights under Article 5 I was here respected as human rights. In fact, as I speak to you, Spain for a law for even animals cross human rights. And it's important, sir, we respect the laws in the UK. Sadly, because we don't know our rights, and internet police for overriding, they cause a lot of unnecessary tension within the policing community, within the black community. And as a black person, you need to be alive to the various consequences of reasons why the police officer can stop you. And if the police officer is stopping you, what motions that he needs to go through? They are all legal requirements. They are not dress rehearsals, or they are not just fanciful phrases. They are legal requirements. So the police officer within the code is supposed to be fair, is supposed to be respectful, and again, these are things that he's supposed to do. So if a police officer stops you and he's being rude now, he's going against the code. And the code is a code that guides how police officers arrest, stop, and search. If he's going against the code now, it's a potential complaint pointer raise against him. The other thing that I need to tell you is if a policeman is not wearing a uniform, not Ujinawa, he needs to produce a warrant. If somebody comes to you and says, I'm a detective, and I'm stopping you now, just say, I'm sorry, where's your warrant?
Okay.
A community police officer cannot stop you and search you unless he's wearing a uniform. Can we identify all this? Because we hear many cases, black community members, minorities have been stopped by either community police officers plain clothes, and that's unlawful, that's illegal. You can walk away. Or a plainclothes police officer stopping someone without showing a warrant and proceed to arrest the person. Every action from then becomes unlawful. It is important, so we identify with the reasons why we say, the power of stop and search, it's a restriction on your civil liberty. And because it's a restriction, it may be for even 1 minute, it is still a restriction on your civil liberty. So be alive to your rights. A plainclothes policeman cannot stop and search you without producing a warrant. And when I say a warrant, something that shows that he's a policeman. A police community officer cannot arrest you or detain you or stop you if he's not wearing a uniform. And again, as I've said, if a policeman stops you, there are 3 basic things he needs to say. If he doesn't say those, whatever he's doing becomes unlawful. And these are the things that we need to remember, because sometimes they don't even want to tell you their name. I've seen videos where people keep insisting, what is your name? Why are you stopping me? And the police officer says, I don't have to tell you my name. Of course, he has to tell you his name. That is what the law says. And if a police officer stops you and says, I'm not going to tell you my name, just tell him that. And these days, because everything is recorded now, it will constitute a ground to make the detention unlawful and becomes a common law crime or misdemeanor, or a tort, and which is actionable in law.
Thank you, Uncle Ben. And so, near me fa wahana titi and say, or say, yensu citizen and as a community, no, ye to me who these rights na a honor na most of the time we fail to learn and I say, ye be acknowledge and I say, be sure. And no, say, bibi say, there are busy things that or say, ye to me, ye who because near Uncle Ben and near addition, please, they almost baby, almost stop here almost all the time. Na obe jina no na unim the right right no obe fa so obe wie kra no na che say unim grounds bia obe ka say please ni jina me because almost so do na so no place for no with the little experience am no almost nim say majority of us no ye nim ye left from ye right ye nim ye right no enti no omo ba no omo opese o use that authority no di hura no be huna ugina ho na opopo sasa say any say e wo say e ba ne sa moma yensua de we de make passionate about this thing the community moma yensua some of these rights in e be ya bibi say unka say you might fall a victim but unnim ochna enti no in case na bibi say tuwa na we hu ne o say we Uncle Ben ne wo kan sa
mama father back on so and this happens all the time obeti you say immigration officers about Brixton tube station
yes.
Stratford bus garage Aylford bus garage Tottenham station omujina wholesale stop. Now that action no first of all no just remember sir the police and the immigration cannot stop you without reasonable suspicion.
Okay.
The only time they can stop you without reasonable suspicion if there is a section 60 designation of the area.
Okay.
So when you get to the front and the police or the immigration says, what is your name? The first question you ask them, first of all, am I detained?
Okay.
So you ask them, am I detained? If he says you're not detained, just walk away. Don't tell him anything. You are not obliged to stop for the immigration or the police where you're not detained. And if the police says to you, yes, you're detained now, then they must have a reasonable suspicion why you're being detained. They cannot say, sir, because we think this is a black area, we're coming here to arrest illegal immigrants. That's action, no? And I see a lot of people join the queue. They get to the front of the queue. Who are you? Where are you going? Now, you can walk away. As I keep saying, walk away. First of all, for you to be sure, sir, you can walk away. You know? Ask the person. I know you haven't told me your name. I know you haven't told me your police station. And I know you haven't given me a reason why you're stopping me. But can I ask you, am I detained? If the police officer says you are not detained, just walk away. You are not obliged to answer. There's nothing they can do to you. But please make sure you also ask questions. Exactly. Because if it's a stop and search under pace and you walk away, you could be arrested. Just bear in mind that stop and search is not an arrest. There are different powers for arrest and different powers for stop and search. Stop and search constitute an aspect of detention, a restriction on your civil liberty. Stop and account is as useless as it sounds. You can refuse to answer and walk away. So just be alive that when you get to Brixton Tube Station and you see the immigration and the police stopping people, when you get and they don't tell you who they are and why they're there and why they're stopping you, you can ask them, am I detained? If they say you're not detained, just walk away. There's absolutely nothing they can do to you.
Okay, Uncle Ben, that's fair enough. Now, young fan of baby, maybe you've been taken to the police station. All these initial stages, no, you've gone through, you'll be taken to the police station. But before they arrested you, or they've taken you to the police station, or when Bissau, any of your immigration status, this is where the police, immigration officers be anchor home. Now, you know, I call police station, it's okay. Ya pesa oma account of MBA BBS say. Now ye Bissau immigration status or honum patrol why right or a police for do they have that authorities or maybe Bissau immigration status and now say you can refuse to answer that patrol.
Okay, the only reason a policeman obey me do a call police station is the reasonable suspicion and all the what stop and search no abem. Okay? Ain't original for offensive weapon, for drugs, these days, even for money laundering, if you for the £1,000 or more, or for terrorism offense. That is why he stopped you. Or maybe it's a section 60 designation and I was stopped because of self-fitted description. No. So what do police station where I was said reason to or the stop on or report to my custody sergeant because or handy detention or I'm a custody sergeant. And Tiahona or your handover, no, it can only be for the reason now the stop on. Or feel say when who reason into your wage now. Say omo bisao asem. Na omo bisao immigration status. It's up to you. Say opese once and now opese once. Just remember, say once you arrest on, I will say please in any read the right mouth.
Okay.
Say I am arresting you for this and that offense. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defense if what you say you fail to answer a question which you later seek to rely on. That is obisal questions now. So you have absolutely no duty to answer every question you ask at the police station. So if the policeman asks you about your immigration status, you can refuse to answer. It is your right. Nobody can force you to answer police questions. Absolutely not. Even where you're being interviewed under caution, nobody can force you to answer the questions because in some instances, silence gives you a better defense than explanation. And these are the things that we need to learn. I can give you an example. In the year 2000, I went to Gatwick police station in relation to importation of cannabis from Jamaica, a mother and a son, 2 white people. And the woman was arrested for a different reason. Now, when they searched her luggage, they found that she's got weed in there, commercial quantity. So she was then subsequently interviewed. Now, at the interview, my advice to her was to give explanation of why she thinks it was there. I think it was her boyfriend, and she knew nothing about it. Eventually, it came about, it was somebody who's planted it in her luggage, and they were acquitted at the magistrate level. But in that case, she needed to explain. If she hadn't explained, then clearly, later, depending on that reason for defense now, then it becomes a problem. There's been instances where I've advised at the police station for the particular person to be silent. And it is for a good reason, because those days, it was up to the police to prove the offense. It wasn't for the alleged person now to prove their innocence, because you are innocent until proven guilty. And in some instances, silence will be helpful than just giving explanations.
Okay, so next year, with the missing maybe some questions now. You better show now. It's here for my mom on some who quine na what baby sa. It could be say a net topic I discussing and yeah, no particular now question. No interest I want to be sa. Oh, who can wait to be a question be na mekoso nso echecha mo amaba Facebook ne so nyina nya menhira mo na agimai o se mon share da kasadum gina sorry edu say mam na Ruby Bobby na Yaro mo nyina mebubodi na modoso pa jojina sewabo nso Ezekiel Johnson epemo o se mon koso ana mon share enche bia meba Bwf Solicitors for no so my ade mesra mon koso an share say sa education na ade brem menya yanka mepemu anka enka ye be ye ho drama so na yemfa like those of you who do these videos, social videos my community no monye bibisa so mo fa knowledge na no maye na mo de educate nti obi hwe a o hwe se police gina no woni victim na ye gina on police na nkyere na nyina na be koso na ye hu bibi because in some way ACC de bia e so every day ACC me say ne nansa me ankasa yes stop e na je say almost stop me de ne na menya saa nim de nka se ne na me ahye no nka enko yes but ne nyina enka etri enye bibia na incident bi na esi na ebisa say e de mi hu ye blah 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 and those kind of things but senka ehu bi e wo me mu saa afi na okogina ho ehu ne kra mpo kra be create suspicion ana nka ben ya jina ona o pupo sasa no kra be create suspicion bi ama police na go further and opeso hu ni ntia o pupo no enti no moma ye nya akukudro nso se police ni bi ana immigration officers bi ejina ya yo na mesa ye didi dwuma no GN radio normal number na start 0778793998 no enye juma enti all the other lines no eye juma including the 07596620154 and also eye juma you can text, you can send a voice message, you can send a voice note ube to me as sending WhatsApp ube to me so afre lines no 0203-735-8820 and now say 0203-2860185 ni nyina eye juma nto fra na Uncle Ben wa ha no we you are no fefefe Uncle Ben ye koye nimi wo question ba ko na question no obi be se nipa ko ne sheda che metena ase e na obo me amane na nti na je se mo wa yi but before I make come there na mo wa no me answer me nia be me answer no hello kola mpacho o wa ho so ye fra o se na o kasa free.
Hello manye, good morning.
Good morning papa.
Uncle Ben, good morning.
Good morning.
Pacho we dey me ayi kaka emfani e wo kan ye pacho metin ye busa.
Koso na bisa papa.
Pacho Uncle Ben, say o wife wa no tu kwan ko Europe. Na say me tamo so say anka say obeji indefinite no ma ya. Pacho be manu opase okofa unkola ba obetimi akofoma aba na say all ma making definitely na setina na wu ana.
Well, I mean, first of all, no, you name say interim period, IP period, no, and the 31st of December, 11 p.m. And your name say between 1st of January and then the 30th of June also. And also you might be a chance to say, so your application. However, I know interest se nipa no anya an application no between sa periods na ontimi an application. In fact, omo ade abase your exemption situations be a obetimi aye. In fact, Minister for Home Office, Eridi or Parliament, say will be an application among Trenason to the time na pa crash to me yet. Some no say even your more omo kromo ha oma ware Ghana ware by December last year. But ene ana omo nsa ka omo customary marriage certificate and ya de application ya de ma omo nyina. Enti say nei wo kromo ha ana say we EU ni watu kwan. But now what ha by December and before December now aba ha. So wo babaka wutimi babak etimi be your application. Which means your application for for indefinite leave to remain or outside and sana what about EU appendix EU family permit and appendix EU and then you know my say which me your application or outside for indefinite leave now what about are possible. However, more that's wahana more worry EU for maybe our worry no June last year, February last year. December last year. What tries over marriage certificate now? We will be, but and then when your marriage certificate now, and now what the bar not data or the worry, you know, before 31st of December, and now the bar it debate me a successful application amount. Ain't even in that particular situation, a nipanon fan hon chere da krano obet me aye. Ampa nipana wo kano oba obet me aye. Na busuafo egina ne so no so our retention of right because any part of fikro permanently and no affect them right so we meet certain requirements under appendix EU now and answer the old star regulation 10 now a critique options ma retention of rights inti uni ha se mutimi yam application
but now or yeah man of 5 years now why you preset why BBA by 5 years and now so I think I'll be renew definitely and now we fear on my emerging
I know America say obetimi aba baye obetimi ayo outside and I said mokra mujina ne so no obetimi aye e wo na chi aye ne nyina aye possible law no ma ho kwan ama BBS because you need free her on say matetena no so mutimi meet old star regulation 10 yes mubetimi aye ono so timi ba ebeto ana ade so the here ne so obetimi a kire se by the 31st of December all those physically no ni ha no but no abakro mu hadada ti or one a card or the one 5 years no utimi de ba enye problem kra why
but me nya me de 9 months in emergency about person could but kwan dem that man
osi wunya wo de 5 months ni aye den
9 months
and aye den
emergency about like person me coffee random just make me aquaba
once our means of return no yes we betimi akọ enti se wo card nko ade a ana wo vignette e wo passport ma yes we betimi akọ no asan aba why
but
okay
yeah that's it papa say still I chiro wadwe a kona ko hu Bwf Solicitors why
but
yeah that's it Sanya yeah no the numbers again 0203-735-8820 and as 0203-280-185. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you're online. Your number end 4989. Pachaona also no. Yo, my ente wonka.
Chairman Yati, much uncle Ben. Pacho, my question may be say, Mrs. Sabina Mibisa Mano, or your application, our echo home office, or our uni. And your from interview or more interview, no, or more be that no 5 pen or 1. Because I need to talk to you. You're on the phone. It's really good. I'm supposed to be working right now. Iba.
Oh, I remember now. Cause yeah, some.
I'm just not. That's
okay, San Fred back. Why? Sorry. Yo, with the unfortunate Uncle Ben, open so ahoma some patro wa my chef for say na okasa free.
But a friend Joseph, for every Nottingham.
Yo, Papa, patro bisa wasem ni uncle. Why?
Patro baby, masam only EU ni wabetina kromwa wayeni pre-settlement status no. But also uye uni krata na idea uni nyima I mean uni sena ubetuma afa nusu aganya unkrata
Yo, you said yeah, say nipa ne dey by. Yo uncle Ben patro manemwa kakra mame.
I say EU ni awa no one na nyima
Ono eps ono be ma no oni bi na setira emunye na we share baby ono obi na ense mpofro mo nyensen ya ba nto bi say nyensen na akwara no yenya wo no bo bi say
Dabi akwala no tete se ye wu akwala na
obetimi agina ne so nya nkrata na chene no
absolutely ye nyina ye nim say from June no after June omo amende appendix FM no at the EU4 beka ho enti it is only in that particular case or limited leave which me apply for Burma. Now we also know say under EX1A and EX1B are alternative no. Say wo eba and as under regulation 117B.
No problem.
Sorry, under paragraph 117B. So a year and a bar na ikune bar na eba no meet those requirements, including in this case now eba ya ebe woni ya which me gina akola na so through my men na what the idea system. Of course, yes, it me.
Papa, what?
But Mati pa.
Shannon send ye pa, why? Na yo, bye bye. No, before so much. Asemo mpacho wa udina so ma me America kra na me kan me question. Daniel Yabua say hello Uncle Ben, hello Auntie Na. Thank you for your good works. Please, I have 2 questions to ask. I have a British daughter. She will be 1 year next month. I started my application March ending. 1, I applied for a fee waiver and it was granted. How long do I have to wait for a response from Home Office for the main application? It was made just after the fee waiver was approved. And then secondly, also I've received a letter from this asking, from NHS asking if I have an in-time application at the Home Office because my visa has expired. So I have to pay for their services. They have also written to Home Office to confirm this. Can this affect the outcome of my application? Patroni question, no, Uncle Ben.
Okay, well, I mean, first of all, no, sir, we application for family life under appendix FMA. Yenim say ebetimi di anything up to 6 months. Just bear in mind, sir, application no date now we no data the bonds and a very crucial. And to be one year application March, and see born in August. To what kind 6 months now, just be mindful. So sometimes in your date of application and because which is a biometric requirement under the immigration rules now, are a part of the process. I a valid application. The second part, obi awaye fee waiver be the process of application for fee waiver no a part of the application process. And under section 34 of the immigration rules, and our paragraph 34 of the immigration rules, so obi application for fee waiver or you're protected under section 3C. So time or your application for fee waiver now our in-time application. The case will be our in-time application now our lawful residence, but our lawful residence in Wui. Our time I would apply for fee waiver. Fee waiver no could do 6 months or crana was it no kuwa, was it no Wui. 80 or lawful residence. The other part, no more approval fee waiver now, or 10 working days, and not 10 days. I was what your application. So we have application within that period now. Still, we are covered by section 3C of the immigration rules. Sorry, of the Immigration Act of 1971, which basically means so we are in-time application. Application in Wuda compare time on your decision. Even who exercise or right of appeal, and also in compare time on the decide appeal. Even who lose to appeal now within section 39E, paragraph 39 of the immigration rules, or another 14 days with immediate application, a bit me constitute lawful residence. All those you will not be protected by section 3C. And in your case, we need problem. Once our application for fee waiver and son our sitting say fee waiver and background was sitting which because of your application affect you, which because of your juma a use NHS a BB was a we be.
Okay. Uncle Ben, that's any pamienu need now, man. Some patch back na money and day with 54005. Patch one they do. So if I was saying now, Casa friend.
Hello, Pacho. Mede Ernest. Maneti Mecha, Uncle Ben. So good morning.
Yeah, Joe. So Papa.
Yeah, Joseph.
Okay. Wait there. By stop and search, Uncle Ben, it can be about community police.
Yes.
But me program be I'm sure on Facebook auditing Britain, like or detail police for stopping any. But to one of the program if you live community police stop and I can't say the police community police doesn't have the right to stop and obey search unless a police person to come in. Into a money for police and cause I want me person maybe Uncle Ben I mean who say community police are they entitled so betimi stop as search wo and now say just a police officer and kasaba. And my second question here in your speed camera capture na baby a speed limit na wo on road in so no almost the signboard abesi ho a almost see because road work and a camera na so capture the wrong one because camera na dey natural 30 but road work for the end so the abesi immediate in air 40. So I don't know say make me dispute about it or not. Na me de me partner car and an use into also ni country more but matromo my reply my friend Birmingham police. I'm my extension number, my friend extension number, no minja message. I'm my mama partner so I follow up, ask any email to them. My any feedback and month now because my partner be next month. Month now I see a mom replied almost any people be so feeling because I'm not the owner of the car. I don't want to feel and sign. Just my partner no. And in this case, you know, all the appropriate measures now I'm taking. Am I okay to prevent any prosecution and charges? Nah.
I mean, first of all, PCSO for community police for power of stop and search. So I'm sure uniform on Kwadia or more power of stop and search. They can stop you and search you on their own without the assistance of the police. They don't have to have. Now, are there all kind of power of arrest? Even civilians have the power of arrest. The PCSO can only stop you. Can only arrest you if one, you're committing an offense, about to commit an offense, have committed an offense, or has reasonable suspicion, say any of the arrestable offenses is happening. To say any of the arrestable offenses are not to me arrested. You just don't arrest people. You arrest them for arrestable offense. Offense be or sometimes, you know, so we need reason to me arrested. And that is why pace amended, you know, I am very specific. Although say it can be for any offense, you know, it has to be an arrestable offense. Bear in mind, say, community police, you know, are protected within the law, and actions, you know, powers, you know, are from the same pace now, police for and so powers free, you know. But just remember, say, any obiano to me arrest. The power of arrest is even more draconian than the stop and search or stop and account. And for someone to arrest you, you know, it's either you've committed an offense, about to commit an offense, have committed an offense, or has reasonable suspicion, say, your life, you're a harm to yourself, harm to the community, or harm to someone else. Unless that, you know, and this with me, I arrest any panel. The issue with it, speeding, no. Speed camera biano are backed by law and regulation. And every community will have its own regulation, are backed by statute. The regulation will then designate the area, say you reduce speed and I reduce speed. And to say a charge with speeding offense, almost declare regulation no and speed limit say a temporary limiter. In your case, you know, what's it a normal camera no 30. But almost a road, no more increasing to 40. I don't understand.
Road works it's say along the road in now 40. Even after speed camera no so 40 is off. And to me balance and maybe 2 speed camera and a 40 is off. So me who in this case, you know, which one should I? Because sometimes call motorway now, estimates now about 60. And so followed by the apparently the assistant banner. And to me, there never road signs now maybe now and was what I was following. So say maybe a camera now. I have a recording on my video recorder, dash cam, a recording event. You know.
Okay.
And once I want evidence, you know. The first process, you know, you say, wife, or no pen obey me a be letter no assign. Or sign or back as no drive one hour drive. Now or mature obey me you man no say notice no wrong because speedy. It is up to them some be prove say we're speedy. Why?
Okay, but maybe they're not making it say the wife in the country, but grace period, but all efforts are not trauma by email, any automatic response. But so much trauma by email, many automatic response. But can be what's the next step to do? Well, can they bring a fan or anything illegal with
the worst case scenario
maybe approach now I'm taking is better now.
The worst case scenario is charge a wife with overspeeding. That's the worst case scenario. But so only how sign, and in her case, why very proactive. I don't think it's a problem. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Uncle Ben.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Papa.
Yeah,
that's saying it here unim right now to me challenge nyoma nkiti enti no eno nti na esi yensua law no yesremo enye se wo school but nyoma nkiti bi say na sese yehu na enwe your fingertips odofo awa ho aso mpacho GN radio na efra say na wo kase friend. Hello. I'm saying need na kate. Okay, mpacho mafa odofo awa ho aso efra say na wo kase friend.
Good morning.
Good morning, Papa.
So, Cabra.
Yo, Mpacho Kasabalo, wa gadget ne kakra why? Mami feedback wa ha.
Okay. Pacho.
Yeah, yenkoso.
Pacho.
Pacho yenkoso me da say.
Pacho friend with Cabra. That's something also.
Angabe Pacho tenenka.
Yes.
Okay.
So last year, then I in June, 30th June. Before 30th June, April, I don't know, but up to 7 months and March, I mean, this lawyer said,
Okay, I mean, first of all, delay a month and 2 months in a mature process at delay I'll bet me. I mean 7 months on reasonable delay. Into the first process and it's obey your complaint. We your complaint.
My complaint no mama me best 20 the 2 months.
Obey your MP. What your MP ya? Obey me at your local government ombudsman. And I say obey me a notice before action, pre-action protocol. Ningina tools are obetimi use. Sometimes ochro mombecho so delay no because of this reason delay. But say what say what delay nti one yemi case amedo kokota. Ye ready say lawyer no etro mo na 14 days ni twem. Normal for decision amba. Ubetia lawyer no cannot the case na court. It won't mean just and kase one fama medo be court. Now one fama na ujina ho. I ask a lawyer no problem. You know what cause because the first part is a complaint. The second part I MP. The third part obet me use say EUSSR, obet me use EUSS Resolution Center. Obet me use MP. Obet me use local government ombudsman for the delay. Local ombudsman, local government ombudsman finding home office several times for unreasonable delay. 7 months. Yes, but and one I'm be fine no. Just a home office no was service standards. Until was so more do almost service standards so. To some way be omundi service standard and so on. Then you was so sure sir. I was so push you now more. But that's all you can do at this stage.
Okay, say odi atoso yo Uncle Bay better was say menya odofo bi wa homa so na pacho ma me 1 minute bi na menka me nua be me question. I say good morning. Please I'm in Ghana. I am animal correctis abrofo no why Mr. I am in Ghana with a profession as a masonry, steel bender and a draftsman. How will I apply for a tier 2 sponsorship program? At the last 2 weeks, you know, near can one sa Uncle Ben, Pacho to me abuana kakrawa hamame.
I mean, first of all, migrant route, are very dynamic, and we encourage community to say only uses our route in the Abaha. But I was say we need sponsor, and the case one sponsor. sponsor ne will be a okra license or approved by the Home Office. Obetimi I employ wo now wa mau bibi a friend course. Na course no a code be a you determine whether say will fall within the class of occupations and our trades or metimi edo baha no. We are no amount letter determine we income na or file it for us now. Now let me give you a word of caution. Within the last couple of weeks, menya call every Ghana ni bi ho a me hu bema wa house ada our social worker a local authority bi afane free Ghana aba abeduha na ono no susu se wo so mama no car osusu se wo so mama no dan osusu se wo so mama no sika bi saa ne ma nyina amma na me ne kasa no it was even bordering on emotional disturbance mesramo so we are desperate so we ba ha be ye adwuma ma obi a ade a e was we are even more desperate and say we be redo contract no de ma no employment contract no and now be my lawyer I explain your amount because scratch here me ne kasa me bisa na say ska any dan any car am pesa o de ma no e kan wo contract ho ana ano se debi na eno no ne niema bi a ekoso wa adwuma mu ho no na amana ye so unhappy sem na kasakra no osunwi a opese okọ back to Ghana enti minim se nkrofo pese o mo ba ha misramo bebre ye kromu ha no ahatena no edin enti se wo ba ha na wonni sika da ho wonni baabi a wo betena wo be ye social worker wonnim driving a create problems ti wo contract no so we hia se ombe boa wo kwan bi so a initial negotiations no ana wo ma wo mu bam kasa ambedu ha e ma wo ho mbe kyereo esa na wadwuma ye no ekotosin a ombetimi ye use wadwuma ye na atosin because woni adwen de ye adwuma no e de yi wadi na ne ye betwa wasetena nim na ne wose wo kɔ Ghana ti moma ye nhye no nso sɛ ye pese ye ba ha ye contract of employment no offer no ye read ni ye onti ase a ma lawyer nhwe mu ma wo na ye sure sɛ bibia wo mbia no aye ne kwan so na ho amba mekiro.
Okay, Uncle Ben, ye dasi, ye be fasa futu no. Hello, Kola. Mpacho wa humaso. Ye fra saying na wo kasa friend.
Hello, good morning, my team. Good morning, Uncle Ben.
If I say
friend, but I'm not certain that I say. If I say friend Selena. Me pacho me problem ne say Uncle Ben, I don't know so bet me abo me. Me wo ba oye British. Na truly papa and obey British. It me dina akula no so na gi 2.5.
Okay.
The papa no separation by no or CV akula no passport ni na anti me the court and a court for so na we release the passport no. The court no judgment no body she me say the passport ni wu a e say papa no renew mine. The since the passport no buy no was start we changing address the phone number so I think say we change me friend and me no passport no so we say me renew send the uncle better without him no make me a baby and as soon as I just say Miss Sand the court to be
yes well mammy Uncle Ben mo hayo.
Well, I'm good news Madema wanna say we are illegal we are legal or indefinite or 1 year or 6 months or 2.5 months or back na a ban or British passport na a war we are illegal ubetimi assign as a parent amano.
Yeah.
Good news.
Where the boy
She say bien ni ho say papa na onu ye gina no so de ye ma akola no no was so sign. Minim prefer say passport for no in certain instances omo a use we no the are nkrofobi. I know as a fact because be aba my name that. But so we are guardian because Nansenya may represent Devonshire Council na omo British passport ama akola bi nti me na me represent omo na akola na te maame bi nchen nti akola no papa no onye interested akola ne maame no cancel na je na free akola ne maame because of yakayaka adibi guess how nipa be no sign passport the guardian na ote ne nchen no the carer no foster carer no sign passport enti e hu hia se papa na ono no ya British na ono no wo stay no obe bluffo binim de nti abi mu tiri mu adensa wa bra wo how about some sign the passport I don't understand ohima wo to me say be sign why enti court no the court no can say papa no sign because the easiest way to do it osi onya unim na dresser koso na sign ma wo ba no na fako why
Oh, I'm sorry.
good luck
Or the atuso enti no we nya ni answer ne dada anka be we de yen kan we nso na about 10 past I'm sorry 10:47 enche bia no 11 be born na ye few questions kakra nso e wa ha e be ka many abe media ba say with regard to declaring to criminal histories for citizenship application does offenses under Ghanaian traditional jurisprudence bro them say the second time meeting jurisprudence come in anyway patcho me ba phone na air sign ringing no patcho who am a falcon hold on I mean come away in answer sorry Uncle Ben so for example someone was found guilty an offense with which is otherwise an offense that attracts a custodial sentence. However, the person was only banished by their village, but was not processed through the police and court system. Hey, does the person need to declare such an offense and the associated sentence when making a British citizen application, even though it is not officially recorded in the criminal justice system of Ghana? If they have to, would such an offense affect the person British citizen's application? And Facha me say mystery question here mystery intra Pacho Edian ya walk.
Manyati, za nyama wentina anopebia sorry bahano because it's so interesting. I mean, first of all, even under your Ghanaian law, no crime, a criminal offense.
Okay.
Meaning, say traditional leaders in the for spiritual reasons and cultural reasons. Only to make us ya banish.
Yes. If you cry
now, your constitution allows Accra. Obi entime banish free area. And first of all, against the Ghanaian constitution. Under your criminal code, you recognize it's your criminal offense. Sanso na hanso and your criminal offense. It's a hunyas will be declared.
Yati. Eja obi on pen was some watching uncle they go case one declare the criminal offenses. Other for a while, masum, but Kafra, everyone said now case free.
Hello, my child friend was in the London. And then
hello, Koso, meet you.
A born Uncle Ben Basopa.
That's it.
More boy, more boy, pa, and Shamudianka. Bibi, I movie the dream.
I don't, Papa.
You teacher, Mamma, pa. But the question be I'm person the Busa Uncle Ben Kakra. Uncle Pacho, 20 years. Me war British passport. Me buy me coffee da me wonia wo Ghana and can person me invite no December. If you are meeting me na me din da bibia so. Person me invite me December na me busa say me chances you say. Na for COVID time so still meeting me invite no. Ne baby I'm rented place and me din da bibia so. Busa say possible. And then question.
Okay, absolutely. Say Obi Baha on a visitor. I was say no na or tres or bow beko. And to would your man baby ada or ba because of 4 year there's an element of family relation. I was say we show with birth certificates in the Sanya man. But on ehwe ni sika oje na dwuma oye na setenem ayere ana ne ku ne ma se udimu wo Ghana eno mo ne ye de kire se oba obekọ enti the fact say wonko Ghana da no it may even be say a resident here was a manoba because who na che enti was a manoba yes COVID time no nyame adom Ghana 40 mi baha so wo Ghana na wo ye doubly jabbed Ghana ye ka ye AstraZeneca or ye UK a drone na omoji tum ne ye 4 Moderna Oxford AstraZeneca Jensen and I think there's another one I've forgotten what the name is. There were Pfizer. Yeah. And you see what was happening here? Ghana and so minim say I Moderna, minim say I AstraZeneca, and I minim say I bakubin so Jensen no. I'm say they are one of ones no. Ghana da so ye ka countries we are doubly jabbed obaha when ye test for Ghana and famba. And I will be doing so from Monday, from 24th, we lateral flow test. I don't know why now we will fee now, but obe buku day 2 lateral flow. Nansenya me to be like 23 pounds. I'm so much tesokrama me 18 pounds. Ube dua, ube bani post to the now I lateral flow. What you wenum, what the goons you name, where she go. Sa adibia is a stick plastic no. Negative no she knew how we biom obi wo beka se upload na nya certificate enti omutimi ba sa wonye doubly jabbed e wo Ghana na Ghana we doubly jabbed e wo se wo di ukuta evidence no say Ghana Health Service certificate no be accept no ha ti Ghana yakoya nim bebre ti wo certificate na obeti ba wonye doubly jabbed wo be du ha ansa na wo be ba no e wo se wo ye COVID test wo Ghana wo be du ha ansa na obeba we day 2 and day 8 we do ha we quarantine for 10 days we betimi a 5-day release we test to release I don't see a possible but yes we betimi aba COVID restriction be anyhow it himself from Monday so red list no kra nyina be kaput omo yi omo nyina free ho which means say 3 years no ye tutu kwan because COVID no nyame adom ye di ne sunkunim ti yenkoso nya de wo se ye horo yensa yen mask yen wo panie no minim se dudu na heavy mi na busia for kra bi kra so mo wo so that the nya de be wo kosoro ba yen wo enti but my yen wo yen 24 yen wo panie no na ya sitina no ye kwan tu no enye easy my na omuntimi emra emesra yen
uncle that's a pan na
lawyer
but hold on yeah papa kasa oh, Nidia Nakasi. I'm sorry. Yo, wow, nama and the 8953. Pacho ne do so. Kafra, why? Yes.
Lawyer. Your friend Kojo because I'm free no something.
Hello,
lawyer, where the me ba kugu anu mti. Me the bosuni nti ane bai. Be ma benya mfie mi no. E kwan be so na make ma fa make me nya afekana wo my way.
So obi bisa me question say I am bisa ne say over 2 days ana because explanation no I was say me for every aspect of immigration. Enti o yere wa ha
But o yere wa ha
me ni yere wa me ni bibia wa anu ti
o wa ba wa ha
me ni bibia
what did 20 years wa ha
Debbie
Enti said no na chere say answer no so you know
but uti kojo no ana answer no so you know but say what kojo
ko ba ono am afa no wanya 2 years from facts out there mama no when you be aware enti e kase ko Ghana wasetena mo be basa wini yire wa ha wini ba wa ha Oba 6 months I will back up. I be 2 years, windy 20 years. We are sure so we over 25. So we are within 18 and 25. I won't be half of age or when you're under 18, one time has 7 years. 80. For those reasons, you know, maybe anywhere bet me for now. Why?
Okay. Kajum Patrasa Wati. Yo, inti when you answer no yem fan to suna yem fine last call. I'm rena so why? Medasi.
Okay.
Yay. Overstayers. But other before Obeka no Uncle Ben.
Yes.
Obi bisa say or say menka ni message na ansa na ma you say Bwf Solicitors glass nkwa champion Uncle Ben. Any update news from the Akisenya case no please. Any update was so.
Well, make us think I baby we and mama update. But
Okay.
for now, I can say update beyond by.
Okay.
Update where you good news on sir. Moi, your mamu 2.5 and 2.5. So we feel say bibi potty be or brabo ma. I was say your mau indefinite this year. We bet me an application for indefinite. All those who would 10 years no.
Okay.
Under more guidance notes no. I 21st of October no. So we are a collab between 18 and 25. Now what's not half of age? Normally, ninke ubedi 10 years and sana yama indefinite. But almost say, so wouldn't the 10 years cran with the 5 years. You bet me amount indefinite straight away. And tinema me no na make a community no. Yeah. Good news. One. So who could you 2.5 no now all per se amount more than 2.5. Ubet me I catch from say amount more than 2.5. So who could you 2.5 now for say yamao indefinite straight away. One of the reasons they say one who bet me actually say one mao indefinite now we a student we nya student financer almost say enunti ne be mao indefinite straight away we nya say we be 10 years ni nyina and we are collab between 18 and 25 where the half of age wa ha anka we say we 10 years and sani about indefinite now enun so no we 5 years we bet me about for indefinite nti niam miensa na maka 2.5 of 4 mo bet me aka kire mo say you dey see passport ma ye ma more than 2.5 we bet me aka are possible 2.5 of 4 more 10 years no so what the infant say 2.5 and I already 3 years 4 years 5 years na bibi wa wabra bom nti wo pese ye ma indefinite straight away it could even be say we yare yare ni bi wo ho a because of wasetena no obi wa na mental health issues emotional disturbances my case that because the immigration status nti no onya mental health issues so utimi masa reason na ye be ma indefinite straight away ye be ma indefinite straight away so anso na ye ma na ida say awom wa ha ba ha no so by that time o ya akola asisi a wedi 18 between 18 and 25 no at half of the age and also unya so be 5 years ni na obetimi adi 10 years ni obetimi adi 5 years na man indefinite.
Okay, Uncle Ben say yemre na so na tune in any radio no ebeko off in the next 10 seconds but Facebook ni YouTube no mo be yen just 5 minutes pe na call big na so Uncle Ben answer the question ne keke na afede ye de adwumade no abewi enti patcho tune in for mo fan che yemre aso na mo betumi switch to Facebook or you can switch to YouTube na mo nhwe ne aka no yo okay caller ujina so mpacho your friend say na o kasa friend will be my last caller. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Your friend KK Michia one Uncle Benya.
Yeah, Joseph.
My question no related to update the concession for 2.5. Now, let me be say they had one of the conditions so it says you must have held 5 years limited leave to remain. Now, the person maybe say limited leave should it be only immigration rule? And so for example, obi oha na dependent on a Zambrano parent abofra and as I say apply for on one family life until they no spend about 2.5 when so and as I say the family life yama no 2.5 now it's been 5 years but the word limited leave back here under immigration rule and under immigration rule be only 2.5 no quite before this EUSS by into onye be no akase wa commuting into immigration rule. Which comment on
well, KK, first of all, will be a dependent. Akola a dependent on concession. That's the first thing you should remember. So akola we use the word dependent per onye part of the concession. Concession no apply to akola ono gina ne ho so e de an application. At the time now obisa for indefinite now we di 5 years. Yanka say we say okura 5 years. You say we say we di 5 years lawful residence e wo kromo ha. At the time an application we say we ha lawfully. Nti akola no ongina obi so onye dependent. 2 akola na mu no between 18 and 25. 3 akola no aye lawful e wa ha for at least 5 years. 4 at the time an application no akola no e wa lawful residence. So omiti all these requirements are the bema no.
Okay. Say no. So oh, I'm sorry, so yeah, yemre na so enti no bi gina so body atoso anka be beda wase waka ene yesua de pa mre no so ko minyayanka we wesi minyayanka ye de kakra be kan na nso mre emma ye ho kwa enti no ye gidi pa so ochina sa de ye besa aka anka be me big question me enti me ambisa o the pakono so ahamisa
Echira na de account.
Maybe a fine story or there it involved this police and rape and stuff like that or send me to me ebisa yo it's for e beda masimo amoba Facebook ne so nyina ne YouTube no nya me hira mo me kasa me wobodin a mati alarm no na ekono say or send me ye na me sorry na me call duada sare kwajoto for Joe Mens tiliduma chese Amos Ansa Michael J mia mini palaya richi yeda se meda mo nyina se deni dos ye deni dos enenso maba amana ye fe ntinya menhira mo sanso na ochina the community and the law is coming on. Community and the law. It do us and my so excited. Mombra na or ye more time to digest into all these questions and mamo answers. Into make a date with us on Bwf Solicitors website, their Facebook and their YouTube site, all the social handles now. Community and the law baso ochina me gidi pa yi se ebia na question ene topic yi asan ato aso honom enti monyamre 4 o'clock sharp to 6 o'clock ye beba live Uncle Ben ye be sorry akọ na nkran pacho minim se waka update ni mom eden na ye mfa nhye nkotodwemu weekend
I'm say MTN for bibi almost say don't be a mugu police ni enye kakai. The person as a community, you start proactive. Police need jinawa ti the din the station reason or the now. Police need to mean jinawa kwa because or her wenima or honyefe uye tuntum wabo rasta or tare ujinsa or shana tete and answer one yifin. Police need to mean chow wabra committee offense, woko committee offense, and our reasonable suspicion say woko committee offense. Police in share uniform on timincho, I just say we in a warrant a chair. Community police officer and share uniform on timincho. Community police officer share uniform obetimi a jinao ebisa questions. So police need jinawa bisane say jinana we jinameno. What detaining me at now? Or see on detaining or obetimi a tria fan so. Opesa on the dinkoma obetimi in a dinkomo. Police need chill no see on detaining wa your friend stop an account. Utimi jaho. Police in nature, now we say we're detaining and also we're detaining one. I stop and search. Stop and search, also a reasonable excuse in here or the now. Also a chair or depot in here or the now. Sooner you declare area be section 60 designated. I was some more reason here you designated. Now more catch saying Tina has section 60. So over Brixton Tube Station, Tottenham Tube Station, Stratford Bads Garage. Now please for any immigration force alive. Na wudu hoa no mu gina wa bisa omo se omo detain wa omo ka so omo detain wa uti bi twi form so ko ene we na me de jao don't be a mugu fight back.
Don't be a mugu, fight back. And the word is, am I detained? But your prof, we mama feel, am I detained? And we be son or say yes, sir. Now on trow ni intra, and yet no, so to me call. Sanet here, Uncle Bay, you better see Bwf Solicitors team, then you better see, you better GN radio. And so I say, man, yet also so you better see, and waging him am I now, yeah, que yin jam hot now, mon make it date now, mon join the it's 4 o'clock sharp to source 2 solid hours. Uncle Ben will be there and to make a date with us. Bwf Solicitors, omo 7 sisters tube station is so pepe 214 to 218 High Road 7 Sisters. No postcode ne N154NP. My main number we in case na bibia how adwe was high immigration some name litigation Ghanaian law family law hun sem bomodena ko hu domestic violence especially na se me hu say ekoso pa no crowd to me gina so e de nya sa we indefinite no me boa o de bisa anke ben o be catch enti fa number we 0208 493 7340. So our number we are very, very important. For 2 phones, so natural Bwf Solicitors boldly kakraka so na dachi be and yen ne here one dachi be a be here. Uncle Ben, your best friend, your main pipe, but na sene otina. Your best son Asia. Have a very good weekend. Na you be share.
And same to you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in the range of
highly spiritual.
Some trust in chariots, others in horses, but I trust the one true God, the one who holds and molds my life. Some trust in chariots, others in horses, but I trust the one true God, the one who holds and molds my life. Enti, me
Ampa yejude nyankopon yejude Bwf Solicitors na ne omunya edwumedie na ne wo ne se mema mo update kakra e wo ade bi so bibi ye friend live read Miss Remo yambuta ne say to opt to motivate people to take an action to improve their health and start making small simple changes to lose weight if they are overweight, what they have to do is the tone should be positive, motivating, energetic, authentic, and simple. Now, your key messages are you want to say. After the year we've had many of us are carrying a few extra lockdown pounds. This extra weight can put strains on our bodies, but now